Welcome to my very original 10 HP, bronze equipment only, chunk locked, hardcore Ultimate Ironman.
Wait a second. Hold up. Wrong series. Why did I have that queued up? Oh yeah. On episode 1 of the GIM, we got some informative feedback.
Aw, damn. I was really looking forward to this series after the intro bit, but skipping right to max stats, bis gear, and that endgame bosses not getting the journey was saddening capital C sad face.
Quote episode 1, the beginning end quote. GIM is decked out in Torva, fortified Masori, and max capes.
And the truth is, I agree with these comments. I enjoyed the nostalgia of watching early game old school RuneScape as much as the next guy. You know, you have the unique difficulties and challenges that have to be overcome. Rushing Waterfall quest with some NPC aggro mechanic to avoid getting one banged by a moss giant. And that's great, but that's not what this series is about. We believe that late to end game OSRS is just as amazing and just as entertaining as early game. In fact, we think it's better. Albeit, the late game has its fair share of 100+ hour grinds, but when you accomplish your goals in the end game, they feel so much more rewarding. And this series is to show you that. So, let me send the actual intro. Group Ironman, or GIM, was pitched as a way to bring together 2 to 5 of your most trusted companions to stand alone, together, without anyone else's help. In the Group Ironman mode, you can trade resources amongst yourselves, but not with players outside of your group. This allows you to push your limits, earning items without outside help, while allowing you to share your in-game accomplishments with your closest friends. And for those GIMs who decide to remain prestiged, an even more intense restriction. Most combat encounters are off limits unless you're fighting with only those members in your group. This means no endgame PVM, no raids, no being carried by others with better experience or better gear. Luckily for us, we started playing this game back in 2005. The 5 of us. All of these years later, we are still playing, and when the Group Ironman mode was released, it seemed to be made just for us. I'm Adam, but you can call me Harry Peeter, and this is our GIM, Doug, Chris, Jason, and Ryan. Excusing the immature punny names, we are Hogwartz, and this is the GIM. Okay, so they added a ballistic attractor as a boat facility to recover cannonballs on your boats, and I haven't built one yet, so I am heading to go make that. I need to go to Ava in Draenor Manor and pick up the schematic. Well, if we increase the flux via some bigonometry, we should be able to create a dipolar ordnance grabber, or dog, to fetch your balls. They could have probably used some different language here other than saying fetch your balls, but I like that the dog is fetching the balls. That's funny. I'll draw you a picture of a big magnet and you can stick it to your boat.
Collection log slot completed.
All right. We got Sea Engineer completing it for us, so let's go. There we go. Look at that. It looks pretty cool, actually. It's got the Ava magnet in the center, and then some spinning orbs so the DOG can collect those balls. You know what I'm saying? All right, next thing I want to do is, I noticed in the last video, I did not have my Sarah cape imbued into my max cape. So I'm going out to Max Island, or as Limpwort would say, the Virgin Isles, to upgrade my Sarah cape. And there we go. Straight off to Toa. Check out what this looks like. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's send some Tombs of a Masket. Hope we can get Masori Chaps or a pet finally. No, it's a Fang. We don't want that. I have 6 of those. Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. I have 11 of those.
We got a purple.
I got a purple. Yep, can't complain. Right, another purple. Let's see what we can get. Kind of lucky right now. Come on, Shadow and Pet. Let's see it. So many Masori bodies, and yet no Masori chaps.
Collection log slot completed.
Oh, shit. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Finally, dude. Oh, I can't believe it. I got the pet. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, that makes it so much better than just the Masori body. Let's go. I have all the transmogs for it too. Now I can finally have Kefriti behind me. And a white. I mean, I guess that's due after a couple of purples. And another white. Okay. And white. Alright, let's go see what the GIM's up to. Oh, I'm late.
I was gonna send like 3 specs right here. Hey, don't hit shit.
Ren.
For sure next time.
This is super slow.
I'm range. Your melee.
You have like, it was like max fucking gear. No, you have like max gear and then like mixed hide legs.
Decent.
Or whatever it's called. Those are tacits.
They're actually pretty strong.
They're very
Yeah,
good,
they're really good. Yeah. I think it's funny, like our Ironman setups, like our max mage.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm sick.
Normal amount of majors. It's a normal amount of majors. BGSing him or?
I'm gonna Warhammer off the rip, and if I
Let me
don't
know,
hit,
if
if I don't hit BGS,
Okay.
Let's get it.
You missed. Did that like Jason hit?
I hit.
And then I hit my second one, so we're good.
Fucking chosen.
Chosen one.
Kind of in the middle.
Oh, he's getting spicy now with his little balls.
These little tiny little balls.
I don't know. You're probably right. I mean, I didn't even know that BGS didn't affect Shadow DPS until yesterday, so don't listen to me. And we're gonna wipe in like 2 minutes.
I know. I'm gonna die. Fucking. You know what's gonna get me is the electric ball and like the Nihil is chasing me.
You might die in this room.
No. I don't think I've ever died in this room. My streak of never dying continues. Whatever.
Me too.
I'll drop it, bro.
I don't know.
I'm gonna drop it.
There's 6. Alright.
Brew down.
Pouring a brew up your ass.
I'm gonna drop it though.
What if we made our own fake commercial, like a real quick one, and it's like an advertisement for Sarah Brews, but it's like Coca-Cola commercial.
Weird.
Sarah Brews, when you need them.
It's a commercial.
Drop my horse supplies right there.
It's me then you. So you're up at the front.
Okay. Okay. Oh, well, I don't have to do that, but
What you do? Ready? Alright. I'm gonna enjoy this. Alright.
She did.
It's back.
The range.
Everyone's, yeah.
I forgot again. I don't have poison for the purple crab,
I don't think we got to hit it.
so don't really worry about it. But like, if you have a chance and you see one pop up on my side, and it's convenient, go for it.
okay. I think what's going to be a real good mechanic for us is going to be figuring out the timing for the yellow orbs, the yellow balls.
What do you mean, like?
So that, because I feel like that's like a lot of damage when we take that.
You saying like when it lands?
Not to. Yeah.
That way you don't have to
timing
like
the
go
landing.
stand on it for fucking 5 minutes, but you can be there right when it lands.
And take a tornado.
Oh, during tornadoes. I see. Yeah. You know what? I'm pretty good at that. I am pretty good at it.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. I try to do it every time. I do like a big square so that like I do have some space between me and the tornado, so I can sit there for like a second. I have my strats. I'll make a video about it.
I'm dropping you a 3-dose for Jason underneath her.
Okay. I have 1 full brew left.
I'm dropping another 4-dose.
We have.
I still have 3. It's
almost a thing, by the way.
It's gonna be,
it's almost there.
So you want to do it?
Send it or what?
Sure.
Send it.
She's on webs.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah. Dude, the DPS right there was huge.
Yeah.
Gotta be a PB, right? Yeah.
All right.
That was fast.
Yeah.
DPS, and that goes back to what I was saying about like, dude, it's just so much better to have you around.
Yeah, I picked one up.
Wait. That's surprising. That was a deathless too, wasn't it?
Speaking of accommodating, look who's on before I said I was going to be on.
Oh, did you see us just do a deathless Tob?
No.
Oh, well, we did.
Oh, well, it happened.
All right, so then after that Tob, I went into a bunch of Artio. Still trying to go for the Voidwaker Blade, or Voidwaker Hilt, because it's the last piece we need for our second Voidwaker. So yeah, killed a bunch of Artio. No luck. In fact, I ended up not getting anything here. The only thing I really have at Artio or Callisto together is a bunch of tyrannical rings, which you'll see some of those in a minute. But anyways, as I was killing Artio, this happened. Oh, this dude's back again? I swear he's like a bot. You know what? I should just turn off my PK skull prevention. Give him a shot. Headshot. Oh my god. Of course, I max hit. I think that's the first. That's hella funny. I think that's the first PK shot I've ever fired. Got him. Anyways, so I continued killing Artio and got 1,000 kill count without the hilt. So now we're gonna move on to some group Callisto. See how that goes. Dude, Jason, you look like if I was a PKer, I would for sure target you. You have Masori body, Zerite crossbow. Like,
You care? Ryan looks like he's doing clues.
wait, Ryan, why is your character naked?
Yeah.
I didn't have any monk strobes. I thought I did.
Well, PKers, there's PKers in this world.
361?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
shit.
also
attacking
big.
me? They're attacking me.
That's crazy. Let's get this kill and then I guess bail out and switch worlds.
Yeah.
Let me use their interface.
3.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, it is the weekend.
I should be
I
one
hopped.
kill.
I'm gonna get killed. I'm dead. I had nowhere to run.
Very good. Very good.
And they're so smack. So. Ball.
Oh my god, it's the
Fucking
thing.
ball.
Okay, running back. Hopefully you guys don't get PK'd before I get there.
Trying to loot
Scout or PK
There,
or
there.
someone.
Care.
Attacked you with the shadow.
It's like it is a good.
Decoy.
What's crazy is not all 5 of us have been in here yet at the same time.
9, 10. I don't even see you guys. Oh, there.
That's how often PKers are here.
Alright. He clicked the rock.
Oh, he's
Scatter. It's like the rats from Ratatouille.
Also so annoying solo.
This boss?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I mean, it's yeah. If you want to be sweaty about it,
With
it's
the
not bad.
PKers added, it's the worst. It's awful.
It's just like it takes so long to get a fucking kill, and then a PK rolls up, and you're like, "Cool! I'd love to run all the way back to level 40 wilderness and fucking."
No, I hate that.
Day on Spindle are definitely like easier.
There?
Bunch of them.
I think we should do something else.
Yeah. Oh, there's someone in there. There's someone in there.
They're killing somebody else in the cave right now.
Dude, where am I supposed to go?
Just keep running south. Oh, PKer south too.
There's definitely people outside. Watch.
I'm gonna die, damn.
What, did a clan log in?
Yeah, they just.
Yeah, there's people here.
Fuck.
Right.
We got away. Alright. Yeah, there's a bunch of people.
What is the point? Oh, I ran out of run. I was about to log out.
Oh, I got the log out. Let's go.
Wild.
I think we leave Ryan on that side of the room as like bait to get killed because he has the shadow.
I just don't
Honestly-
think. No, it's like I'm risking 100k.
Yeah, that PKer literally like I feel like he avoided me because he was like
He's like, oh my god, his eyes got wide.
Yeah.
Oh, Elder.
Here.
No, Elder. What?
Well.
You see your drops or what?
I have no idea how he.
He can join us too.
How do you see?
And Group Callisto wasn't super successful, so I've been doing some solo. I've actually been doing a lot of solo. I got the 1,000 RDO kills, and now I'm going for 1,000 Callisto kills or the Voidwaker hilt, whichever comes first. Consistently having to escape these PKers. Tyrannical ring number 7, number 8. And believe it or not, after this kill, I got Tyrannical ring number 9 on my account. And still no second Voidwaker hilt.
Aw, damn. Capital C, sad face!
Right. So in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that some people wanted to see a little bit more about the origin story. So here is none other than Shaggrid discussing his experience coming into RuneScape and starting the game. Oh, hello, Governor.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I think it was 2005. It was when the zombie heads. It was on Halloween, so we were gonna go trick-or-treating, and I remember I went home like the next morning and I did set up a account, and I feel like that's kind of when I started playing because I did have the zombie head. I just remember like I went through the tutorial island and I just remember like I started woodcutting outside the Lumbridge castle, and I was like pleased at how like quick it seemed training fire making was. I just remember like wood cutting and like burning the logs, and like I remember I got to like level like 20 something like within that same day, so that was cool. I mean, obviously I had no like concept of like levels or the game itself. Jason came down to the castle because I didn't really know where I was, and he gave me 5k, gave me some like steel, which was cool. I remember like eventually I made my way to like Varrock. Like I don't know how, just like going into a shop and like right-clicking a store owner and then interacting, all that stuff was new. But I would say it kind of took me longer than maybe the normal person to really like find my way into playing.
I remember having that difficulty to like find where you're going, like how to get to Varrock, or like being in Varrock and not knowing how you got there actually.
Like, I mean, you gotta remember, like, it's like a family computer downstairs, and so it's like, how often am I able to, like, get on at that time? I was free to play for a while. Like, I didn't even think about getting membership. I mean, we met around that time, so it's like, you'll have to tell me your remembrance of it, but it's like, I remember we were really into, like, the Zamorak and Saradomin armor, and, you know, regrettably using our Christmas and Hanukkah money for getting gold to go and get the Gothics. Like, I mean, like that.
Wait, real world trading is against the rules. You're ready for that?
I mean, I honestly don't think on that first account my stats were like, I don't think I had anything in the 50s. I think everything was probably around level 40. It was very much like you're playing it for fun. Like, I think, yeah, doing the quests. I think I got membership Thanksgiving the following year.
Okay.
So I think that, yeah, it was probably about a year or so of like just free to play before I got membership. And I just remember, and that was like a really big deal to get membership. Like, you know, asking my parents to like get a subscription. I think it was like $6 back then. Like, I'd never done that before, and so it was like, and they also, like, of course, didn't love me playing. They're like, why don't you go and play sports, or why don't you play on the computer all day? But here we are.
Right.
I don't even remember how I got it. I remember like somehow I had like desert robes and I had the bone scepter. I don't think there's any like requirements to wield that. And I had some like mixed pieces of the ham. And that was a kind of first memory of that. It was just like getting ham, some desert robes. The desert boots I remember I was pretty stoked about. Of course, going across that gate where the witch's house quest.
Oh, the Taverley Gate.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously like a big
That's
deal.
iconic.
I'll tell you like a moment where I feel like I took a huge step in the game. So I remember this older kid in our neighborhood, like he found out I played RuneScape and he gave me his account. So like at this point I wasn't playing on the original account, and he didn't have a whip on the account, but he had various pieces of dragon armor. And at this point, like I had not done any of the quests that would enable dragon. So it's like I didn't even know like how you would wield dragon. I remember it was hella cool. And he had like a dragon mace, and he had like level 70 attack. The thought of getting 70 attack, like how would you even do that? And so yeah, I think when he gave me that account, that was like a really big step in me like being exposed to like higher level gear. I mean, of course, like, you know, this is what, 2007, right? So it's like, you know, what was the best in slots? I think a whip was best in slot. I don't think God Wars is available yet. I would say that's probably when I was like hooked, was when I got that account. Because I think once I got that account and like I was able to access areas and like you know, go to the Runic area and like actually talk to the people, because you know, I don't think you can talk to the people having not done that quest. That was a big deal. But I remember I thought the dragon halberd was like the coolest thing ever at the time. But I'm like, well, why can't I wield it? And it was okay. What's regicide? And I remember looking up the quest guide for regicide, and I'm like, okay, like how do I get to this area? And remember, I've never done underground pass before, and so I'm like, okay, you have to go through the underground pass. Okay, well, okay, how hard is that? I almost had to like go through the underground pass as a first time like quest. I didn't understand what I was getting myself into. So it's like, yeah, like just from the very beginning, like you walk in, like, there's like a swamp trap. It's like, and it kicks you back out to the beginning with like 20 days to go. I'm like, oh fuck, like this is like end game content that I'm about to like have to like experience. And like I had no idea. But like then of course you get to the part with the grids, and that's unique to every player. So I had to like trial and error it. And I think that like of course I went through like an entire inventory of food before I even got halfway through. So I had to like teleport out. And so it's like that was like a whole thing. But that was probably like the hardest thing I'd ever done at that point in the game. So like I didn't understand this room with like the jumping bits. Like
right, and like why you're failing every time.
Why am I failing every time? Like, and it's like the room is so big, like you have no idea like where you're supposed to go. I didn't like know where to go, and like it's like you're just like running around this giant room. You have no run energy, like no food. And it's like I was just like, this is like I mean, of course, like I probably like was close to like rage quitting at that point. Like just like I was getting frustrated. I was able to, I mean, it took an entire day to just like figure out like this whole underground pass thing and getting through it. So it's like I would say I didn't even start regicide until like the next day. It was like a full day of just like going through. So once I made it through the underground pass, I was like, okay, like this is a really big accomplishment. I feel like a big time player now. But like, of course, like I fucked up. Like I remember like I had to like go back through like multiple times because I remember like I forgot something, and then I got to the end, and of course, and there's all the traps in the elf area that you're not ready for. And anyways, the quest took me probably about 3 days, like regicide did. And I think once I finished that, I feel like that was like probably like the biggest like milestone for me at that point, because I think like then I realized when I was like, I mean, you know, 2 years into the game, I was like, okay, I feel like I'm getting a hang of this game is like intense. Like it's not just like go and kill cats. Like this is like intense stuff. I mean, of course, looking back now, it's a joke, but I think like things took off around that time in 8th grade. And then yeah, as I kind of went into high school, I started doing the quests on my own. Like I did More Exam Part 2 on my own. That was like a really big accomplishment for me. So I would say like, yeah, 8th grade is when the game started to slow down.
Yeah, I don't remember like early playing RuneScape. Like you said, like I think I started around 2005 like you, but it's like like you said, I was like free to play for a while, so I don't remember like a whole lot of like what really happened in those days. Like I remember when I got my first members account and like checking out what the duel arena was. Early, like I remember like I had an account that was just like made for mining. It was like a free to play mining account.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I feel like you always wore that like woolly, the green and orange woolly hat.
Oh, from the Christmas event.
The fucking
Yeah, that was like my big accomplishment. I think that account got to like 70 mining, and that was huge.
Yeah, I had like getting a 70 stats to me was like foreign. Like I had no like that. How would you even do that?
But then I remember you got. I think you were the first person in our friend group because we all played back then. But I think you were the first person to get a 99. I think you and I were like racing, and I got like banned because I used an auto clicker doing fletching or something.
Okay, but I mean, like, let's be honest with like the viewers. Like, I think I like bought like real life money with like magic logs to like get an fire making. So it's not like I was clean either. At that point, that was like the hardest thing. Because right, it's like if you think about it, it's not that many hours. But I mean, it's like a freshman in high school. I mean, like how much like grinding are you used to as a kid back? I mean, I'm really grinding. Like, hey, this is gonna take like 40 hours, 50 hours. I mean, as a kid, that's a year.
It's a lot of free time, right? And you get an hour and a half on the computer at night. If that. So, like, I remember, what did I get? 99 defense on the account with only having 70 attack and strength because I really wanted the defense to stay first. We didn't like boss, right? It was more just like we were like playing Castle Wars and stuff. We weren't bossing in high school, I don't think, were we? No, I mean, like, you and me started to do God Wars. Like, we did a lot of Ceradom and God Wars, I remember, but that was kind of like later high school.
No, the God Wars, I mean, first of all, that has to have been the best update, like, ever. Was God Wars? Because it, like, yeah, I mean, that was like, that, I feel like, if I think back to, like my favorite moments, I think that, like, you have to look back at God Wars, because I think before God Wars, like, how much money did you have on your account? Like, how much money did you have, or what was, like, the total item worth? Because I don't think I had that much money.
Right, like, nothing. Right. It was, like, the first way to, like, come across, like, big, valuable loot, like, with a team.
Big ticket items. Yeah, the God Wars came out, and there were, like, you know, of course, Bandos was Giga Chad type stuff. I just remember, like, was it Folidor where you go to Folidor, like, to Square to buy that? I don't think you could buy that I think you had to go, like, to Square to buy that. It was like that's where they had designated, like, the God Wars stuff specifically. But, like, I just remember, yeah, we started with Bandos, right?
Definitely started with Bandos, and then
we didn't really touch Arma forever.
No, Arma was always too difficult. There wasn't, like,
too difficult, no range gear, yeah.
Right, we were probably all like level 65 range.
I don't think I ever had like more than 45 50 range, like until I was like an adult. I hated training, and Magic too. I hated training both of those things. I just used melee.
Remember, I think Doug got 99 range, and that was like crazy to us.
Remember, like, Salmonius, the Salmonius site for like guides? I remember he had like pictures of him, like, or maybe it was Zezma on there ranging, like, he just pick up his arrows and go and like range again and then throw him to jungle. And I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to do that. Like, I do not have the patience. I don't even know how you get enough arrows for that. Like, it's so slow. But
right, and I think before God Wars, like, the only thing you could really do is like there was Barrows, right? And there was...
Which I didn't do.
Right. And then there was, like, Calphite Queen, which was, like, impossible.
Right. I feel like Bandos is when we, like, really started, like, actually, like, bossing. We were poor. We didn't really know what we were doing. We definitely didn't have best in slot. I mean, we eventually, like, got some drops at Bandos. And I remember, like... I don't think I ever had, like, full Bandos until I was in, like, college. But, like, yeah, in high school, like, we had, like, gotten some splits, and we started like seeing like the mill mark, the milestone, the bank. Was it still in high school when we started doing Ceradom with like a group of like 6 people, and we got a couple of hilt splits?
I think it was like with Curtis and stuff, yeah.
And then we started getting some hilt splits, and then that was back when like you got those big ass text messages that were like legit like the biggest euphoria. I mean,
you get the green text in your scrring that you'd never see anywhere else.
That was like the greatest feeling ever. But we started getting like 6 mil, 8 mil. I don't know that I ever got more than, maybe we got a 13 mil split at one point because like we had like, but like I mean we got a couple of those.
Trio or something.
And then I feel like things like because I think then you eventually got like a Saradomin God Sword, and I really wanted a Saradomin God Sword. I feel like, but I was like I did a Sarah God Sword rebuild. You know how people do Tebow rebuilds? I like sold everything in my bank, went into debt with some people just to get like a SGS and like nothing else. We started just kind of like in general, like I remember at one point we each had full bandos and we had SGSs and I mean at that point we were the king of the game, right? But like this is getting towards EOC, I think, right?
It's
Like
getting close, yeah.
Here was the problem with the timing of EOC. You know, you and I were like doing when I was like a freshman in college. We were doing like duo TDs, and I remember we got like several claw splits. But like, I used all that. So for I'm a big Green Bay Packer fan, and so like getting the Herblore Steel Cape wasn't really important to me because it was Packers colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember like I used like it was like 200 mil, and with all this time when I was a freshman in college, like to get like I remember what was it absorption potions I was making? It was like those clear potions I was making, and you couldn't trade them, so it just lost sunk costs. But it's like I felt like that was the peak, like that was peak for EOC. And then when they did that, it just made me like I felt so betrayed.
It
Like I
made your
felt so
account
betrayed.
feel like less valuable.
Well, right. Like I put in, we spent all this time. Like I remember just like all those Saradomin grinds, getting the SGS, I think I had 100 mil bank, which for UFC it's still pretty fucking good. 100 mil. I mean that was solid,
Yeah,
right?
that's a lot.
And I felt like at that point I just was so betrayed because I just got Herblore. We put 5-6 years into the game, and it was my entire high school experience is basically like old school RuneScape, but like actual old school. And so I remember after EOC, I mean, I gave it a chance, but they started messing with the graphics, which I kind of hated because I liked the blocky kind of 2005 look.
Yeah.
That's really what made me like the game, and like all the rounded edges. I remember they remade like the Rune Dragon weapons to be rounded, and they looked like pool toys.
Right.
And I just hated it, and I was just like, yeah, this ruined this for me. I stopped playing at that point. I mean,
Clearly, you weren't alone in that.
Then I just kind of stopped, and I didn't really play until
you picked up old school RuneScape before I did. I think, like after when OSRS actually released.
I made an account. Well, no, I didn't make. It wasn't on release, but I made an account, and I got like 60 attack, just so like if I ever came back, I could at least field dragon items. I had like 40 strength, like 30 defense, 60 attack. I mean, I was fucking. I remember I was in like the Edgeville. I was in the Edgeville cellar killing like druids for like experience.
That's what we call cute noob nowadays.
I always went back to the Herblore Cape. It's like I just feel like I was cheated. I feel like I earned this. It's a huge accomplishment, and it was ruined. And I didn't want to play again. I didn't want to restart 6 years of in my mind that was eternity, but I didn't want to redo what I had already done was the problem. And so I got 60 attack, and the account just sat there. I mean, and of course it's like linked to like super old ass emails too, right? So it's like I can't even like remember the information.
Yeah, I think it was around COVID time where I came and visited you, and I think you had like just recently gotten the Saradomin Gobbler's pet on your main.
Yeah, I mean, like, I did eventually around COVID pick back up because we were all locked down for a month, and I found this cool like Discord. I mean, I didn't even know what Discord was, but I downloaded it. In this clan that like had the cool people in it, but we were locked down for a month, and I like wasn't even sure if I could recover my account, like that account that I got 60 attack with. I didn't even know if I could recover it or not because I couldn't remember the email, and eventually I was able to like get access to it, and then like I got membership on it, and I feel like I just gave it a chance. But the problem was, I was not gonna play without having that Herblore. I wanted that skill cape, and so I I remember that was about the time of the stimmy checks. I think I used that stimmy check on the bonds, which were like 3 mil at the time. And I used a stimmy check on another Herblore because if I'm gonna play again, I'm gonna have that Herblore cape. And so yeah, I had 70 attack, 40 strength, 30 defense, and I had a whip, and I had my Herblore cape and a fury, and I was I was okay. I was content.
That reminds me, I think, I completely forgot about this, but you were talking about like buying bonds to like help with herb lore. I remember that was when I made the account in old school RuneScape, was I made Cryptosyche, and it was like, okay, I'm an adult now, like I work a full-time job, and I don't, like you said, I don't want to do all this again. Like I already did all this. I don't want to like restart from scratch, and I really wanted bandos, and I remember like buying a bunch of bonds so that way I could like go buy the set of bandos on my main account.
Well, so like when I came back, the rapier was a thing, which was pretty fucking sick. So yeah, I didn't just stop at the Herblore Cape. There were other things that I had. The rapier was one of those, and then of course like Nightmare Zone was a thing, which I like actually AFK. Like that didn't like I remember like bandits in high school. You could go and like do bandits and stuff. That was like the most AFK thing at the time. Of course, like it wasn't really, but you get like kind of pooned. Like you get attacked a lot and you take a lot of damage. But the Nightmare Zone, being able to do that at work with the absorption potions, I could just like literally not look. I mean, that helped get back into it, so I could at least get my stats back to 99s. And then by that time, I remember Jason made a Discord channel for all of us, and we had as our friend group, we weren't kind of talking for years and years and years. Like when he made that Discord, it kind of brought everyone back together for the first time in like 8 years, which was cool. We were doing like high-end, we weren't doing Tom, but we were doing Cox at one point. But like Cox, we were doing, which was, that was still a pretty steep learning curve. I remember I probably did about 100, 200 Cox before I even like stopped taking crystal damage. Like it was a long learning curve, but yeah, that was fun. Like getting back into it after COVID.
Right. I don't think I did any like difficult PVM until like latest or earliest 2020. Like I didn't do any like hard content in this game in my early.
What was the hardest? Because were you doing tick manipulation stuff at this point, and like after COVID, or like when did that happen for you?
No, I didn't. I don't even think I learned like. Okay, you know what I was? I learned how to take advantage of like even like prayer flicking, like one tick prayer flicking. I learned how to take advantage of that kind of stuff after GIM came out, because it was like I'd made this account that's an iron, and now it's really difficult to get prayer potions. And so in like almost like in a excess of laziness to avoid like having to be required to go get Ranar seeds and like farm prayer potions, I was like, okay, if I learn this method when I do Slayer, I can pray piety the whole time. I just need to learn how to tick, how to prayer flick. But yeah, no, I didn't do anything difficult in like 2020. It wasn't until like 2021 where I started doing like paying attention to like,
the actual rhythm of the
game. Yeah, GIM came out in 2021. We both voiced that neither of us wanted to like restart because we'd spent, years in high school and middle school playing this game, and then we did it again with old school. So like when GIM came out in 2021, how were you okay with restarting?
Well, it's funny. I don't think I was like in my mind fully committed to like actually doing the GIM.
Yeah.
Like initially, like I remember like you guys were talking about it, but like I don't like because like remember I had gotten 99 agility on my like first old school account. So like that was like a huge ass accomplishment. That was 10 years, 15 years in the making of like never thinking I would have that skill cape. So like when I got that 99, that was kind of like the Herblore experience all over again. It was like I cannot ever imagine doing that again.
Right.
And so the thought of making this gimmick, I think that like, and of course I knew Ironman accounts existed, but I never really thought about it. I didn't really know it. To be honest, I really didn't even understand Ironman at that point. Mm-hmm. I know you guys are really excited about it. I think in my mind I was like at least interested in the concept, but I don't really think I was super like committed to playing on the GIM account when it first came out.
No, you're right. And like I don't think if you had told me like, oh, okay, you're gonna quit your account and play this new account and get it to as good as where you were, I wouldn't have been on board. It was like taking it on as like an experience that we could all do together as like a side adventure, and then it like sort of transformed into my main account.
It felt like it was gonna be like almost like a leagues thing. Like yeah. But then when we started doing it, I actually like part of me loved it. Like And then I just was like, you know what, like, fuck it. And then I gave away my main. I'm just gonna have this GIM be my only account. I've done the restart before. I'm okay with it. I'm at peace, but I want 99 agility. I kind of feel like that was my trade-off. I will be all in on this account. However, I want the agility skill cape again.
Almost like early game, but also end game goals that you need to like get you committed to playing an account.
Like in the South Park episode, like now I can play the game. Like I'm gonna get 99 agility on a level 3, and then I'll play the game. Of course, like then you guys started like progressing further, and like I hadn't done any quests. I had like no combat. And I had like level 70 agility, and like that's all I had to show for was I had graceful. I think before you guys did, like that was my only. And I mean, you remember like it was a hard transition into like the Ironman place. Like it was. I mean, that was a really hard transition for me. Like do you remember I didn't have anything, and I was getting frustrated because I didn't have any items, and like I couldn't get anywhere, and the general idea of like getting runes and money for like everyday like I didn't have that, and it was pissing me off.
Right. No, starting an Ironman is really difficult, especially if you haven't done it before. I remember like one of the biggest things, like the biggest gets early in the game was like you went out to Mage Bank and like you purchased like 30 law runes or something like that. We like stockpiled our cash and you like purchased 30 law runes, and then you like came back and like split them amongst the game, and like that was one of like the biggest come ups because it was like, okay, now we
like
can
having
teleport to places. Right, like 10 law runes each, like 7 law runes each or something.
It was like I remember we had like the Clue Hunter like mixed pieces of Clue Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Artie Cape 1, so we could like teleport to the monastery, and we had you guys got rune scimitars for us. I think you got rune scimitars like at some point, but I mean, right, like I remember I went to the agility pyramid when I was like on the airplane one time, and I bought Wi-Fi, and I like did like 50 laps and got like X amount of thousands of GP, and then that was like helpful to go and do that and have some money, because it's like not being able to like do the charter trips, that was a huge pain in the ass. I feel like when you went and got us the rune scimitars, I kind of feel like that was probably the biggest milestone on the accounts. What do you think?
Yeah, I remember that was me and Chris. I remember me and Dicko Malfoy went out and like killed the Zamorak warriors to get the rune scimitars at the Ziamai altar. I remember like the rune axe. The rune axe was a big come up from the tree spirits. I don't know, but it's just like you start, like you said, you start with nothing, and so like that's why like early game is so fun. Is like because like the things you want are so impactful. Because like you were just saying, like you can't get around the map, and now all of a sudden you can teleport, and so it's like it saves you tons of time. But also like the things you get are like really, in the scheme of things, easy to get. Like a rune scimitar is not more than like an hour grind.
You say that, but it's like I feel like, and one of the reasons why I started to really love it was these little accomplishments made a difference. Whereas like I never would going out and like doing clue scrolls, but like on these accounts, like I feel like we got that item was a big deal. Remember the monkey madness, like when you're trying to mage the fucking demon with like the worst fucking spell, like the mind rune spell.
Yep.
And it's like I couldn't do any damage, and I kept like I think I died like 3 times trying to do that part, and I was getting pretty upset. Like I was like, I'm playing out of my league on this, and that was probably like the hardest thing was magic and range, and figuring out like without having to be able to just go buy that stuff, how you could set yourself up to like be able to have the things you needed to be able to recurringly train range and mage. And so yeah, I would say that was probably one of the harder things. Having the rune scimitar helped. I would say like I also didn't really like prepare for like farming and like prayer pots.
Right.
So you guys wanted to go like we had like the mixed barrows and like it was mixed barrows, crystal shield, and like dragon skims, and you guys wanted to go like build those. It was like hard for me because like I didn't have any potions. I did not approach the game like in a smart way to be able to
have like the things that I was gonna need later on. That was that was probably one of the things I would have changed. I would have like probably not done the agility first. I would have probably done more of like a rounded approach with like bird's nests and that kind of stuff. But I would say like eventually I did get I wanted to like not rely on needing as much prayer food. So I remember I did get 99 defense with only 70 attack and strength. So it's like at least when we went these Bandos trips, I like felt like okay, I could at least tank for us. Like I wouldn't need as much food and that would help me out. But yeah, I had the untrimmed defense tape. And then I think agility was my second 99. Remember I got that actually at your apartment, I think. So I think that was, but yeah, I would say, yeah, our first big milestone was like when we had the Dragon Skin, Pharaohs, Crystal Shields, and we went and did like 2 or 3 killed Bandos trips with just like the shittiest stuff.
Dude, it was so fun though.
That was peak. Like I would say that was because we're overachieving at that point. There's like no expectations. It's like if you get like a piece, like you exponentially
house money.
Your standing in the game. Well, like once you get Bandos pieces, like you're in business. The only problem was being selfish. I wanted my own tacits, and we had 5 GIMs. So I'd like share it. I didn't really like that.
Right. But then eventually we got all that stuff. Right. We got 5 tacits. We got, I think, 5 tacits, 5 chest plates.
Bandos, I felt like. So remind me, did we like just kind of grind out Bandos like for a while to get like some BGSs and like some tacits for everybody before I feel like we had tacits before we had whips.
You know, I'm not sure because so Dicko was the one who like did the Slayer grind. He was the one who was like rushing Slayer for us. And I feel like we got Bandos before we had whips. Just because like him getting 85 Slayer was a long game, right? Like it takes a while.
I had whips and like pieces of Bandos. Like I feel like that was like when I was just really stoked about the account and like the whole thing. I think that like until that point it just felt like you were like broke and you had nothing. But I feel like once we had like a tactics and whip, I felt like I really and I had like the agility skill cape and the defense skill cape. I felt like okay, like this is really cool. And like we have like the means to now like go after like the things that we wanted at that point. But I feel like up until that point it was a year. I think it was about a year, but before like we got to those things, I think if I remember correctly.
Now that we're late game and we have all this stuff, there still has to be some goal that you're going for. So what, like if you were to say like, okay, I'm gonna be spending the next 3 months worth of RuneScape time played, what are your goals for this account in that time?
I mean, I still want to get 99 sailing. I want to get I haven't gotten a new pet in like 2 years. Like, I would love to get another pet. That would be sick. Sailing pet would be sick. I got armor pet right here. That'd be pretty fucking sick.
That's what I was gonna say. That would be pretty fucking sick. All right, armor pet, sailing pet.
I really want another pet. I mean, that's what motivates me in the game at this point. Is I just really like pets. I love Olmwood. I love one of these God Wars pets. Yeah.